My name is Rich Neiser. I am owner of a PAWS 16.4. This is our fourth trailer that we've had.
Have you taken this off-roading yet?
Oh, many times. That tire just went whoomp down 3 feet and it just rested straight on the frame. It was quite surprising when it happened.
Overall quality versus other campers that you've had in the past, how do you feel like the quality and the fit and finish of your PAWS?
This is easily by far the best camper we've ever owned, period. Not even close.
Hey everyone, Shane here with ROA Off-Road, or RVs of America. We're down in southern Utah at the Romer camp out this year. We do this every single year. And I'm with, you want to introduce yourself and tell us what trailer you have?
Yeah, my name is Rich Neiser. I am owner of a PAWS 16.4. We got that in February and we are just excited to be here. This is a great group of people. ROA is a great company to work with. We really like the people, like the product. It's been super fun and look forward to talking to you today.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to kind of get a little bit of a tour around your trailer. Tell us what you've done. Wait, did you tell us where you're from?
I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Okay, and so have you owned a trailer before the PAWS?
Yes, we've had, this is our fourth trailer that we've had. You know, it's interesting. Every time you get a camper, they each comes with its pros and cons. It's a trade space you're working in. We're very satisfied with this. What we really like about this particular camper is its ease of setup. It's a fully functional camper in that it's got all the kitchens, it's got a bathroom, it's got a very comfortable bed. It's relatively lightweight. It's just a single axle, well, single rear wheel, not single axle.
Two wheels.
Two wheels, as opposed to four, I suppose.
Yeah.
It can be towed by my F-150, which is important to us, as not having to get a 3/4 ton or 1 ton pickup.
What kind of truck is it again?
It's an F-150 Tremor, and that works extremely well with this trailer. It's a very comfortable tow. We get decent mileage with it, and it also fits in my garage, which is kind of a nice thing.
That is nice. So have you taken this off-roading yet?
Oh, many times.
Many times.
Many
okay.
times.
That's
many
good.
times.
That's good
yes.
to hear. I already knew this. I was just asking the question so other people could hear. You actually sent me a picture where it looked like you were going over a 2-foot ledge, wedged it in the.
Yes.
It up
So right. So we put that tire in a 3-foot hole, vertical sided hole, and the camper survived perfectly. I did have to use my fancy shovel to get out, but it did a really nice job. And I can speak to the fact that these things are well built, because that tire just went whoomp down 3 feet and it just rested straight on the frame. It was quite surprising when it happened, but there was, I can't find any damage on it whatsoever. It's like in perfect condition. So
that is awesome.
To the PAWS folks for building a really solid rig.
Oh yes, absolutely. So what are some of the modifications or changes you've done? I see there's one that I'm holding on to right here.
Yeah, so this is, the standard comes with the little D handle up here. Turns out that that's maybe, well, especially as you get a little older, which we all are getting older, it's sometimes nice to have a little bit more security. And so this is a handrail that ROA recommended to us off the back of some of the PAWS units. And it's a telescoping, and it closes up very nicely and sits flat. Yep, please feel free. There you go. Just push like you mean it. There you go. And then it sits flat against the camper, and it's nicely out of the way. It doesn't interfere with anything, but it gives quite a bit more strength and stability when you get out of the camper. And so we just had that done here recently, and we've really liked this addition to the camper.
Yeah, it feels sturdy. It's a nice sturdy setup. So
okay, some of the other changes that we've worked on in the camper, we did take out the 5-inch mattress. Okay. And we put on an 11-inch therapeutic mattress that's the queen sized, and it is exactly the same mattress my wife and I have at home. And so, if you're going to come out and spend weeks and months in these things, you need to sleep well, you need to eat, you need to have access to bathroom facilities that are handy. And if you're moving regularly, you want to be able to set up and tear down quickly. It's also important that for us, as retirees and being out for long periods of time, having access to internet and so forth is important. It's not just a convenience. Of course, maybe when you're working and you're out for a weekend, you want to escape from that. But when you're going to be out for weeks on end and so forth, you still want to watch your favorite shows. But even more than that, it's also a safety thing. It does represent, when you're in a remote area, a way of talking to folks, not just staying in touch with your family, but if you get in trouble, it is a way to stay in touch. And so, I think maybe our favorite modification that we've had done was, putting in the Starlink adapter here, and one on the other side, and it comes with about a 50 or 75 foot long extension cable on it, and that allows you to get out from under the trees that you might want to park your camper under, and get good quality internet service. It is pricey to do, but it's something that we really value, not just for staying in touch with family, but it really is a safety.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Safety benefit. And when we talk maybe a little bit later about dogs, we'll talk a little bit about how my wife and I can stay in touch with each other if I'm out hiking with the dog and she's at camp. This also represents, the Starlink represents another way that when I'm out by myself, she can know that I'm safe.
Yeah, that's very cool.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
I would love to hear that. So you said you've owned a bunch of campers. This is your fourth or fifth one?
Fourth one, yeah.
Give me the comparison between your other campers and this one.
Yeah, so the first camper we got was a used pop-up that we used for 20 odd years. It's what we could afford when I was just early in my work career, and we took the family out on that. The advantage of that was super lightweight. The disadvantage was was not a four-season camper at all. We had about 10 gallons of water for a family of four, and so we had to learn water economy very stringently with that. And we might bring along a 7-gallon jug of water as extra.
To double your water. So tell me, I have a question for you on your power systems.
Yes.
Because you're using Starlink, you're powering things up. How has the pause, solar, battery, what size battery bank do you have?
We have the 1080 amp hour.
You do have the big battery bank?
We have the big battery bank, and we've got, of course, the two 300-watt panels auxiliary that you can put out on the ground. I'd say those have worked pretty well for us. I'd say that if you run the air conditioning and so forth, and then the next day is cloudy, you can get down to 50% battery, but it's still 50%.
Yeah, you still have more battery than almost.
Yes,
that's like 100% more battery than you had on your teardrop.
Right, exactly. And one of the advantages that we took with this was that we replaced the microwave with a microwave convection oven, because if you're going to make chicken or something, you really want to bake it, not microwave it.
Yeah.
And the griddle is fabulous. We absolutely love the griddle.
Yes.
But there are times that it's cold, you want to be inside, or you want it baked and not grilled. Grilled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that has been actually a really nice addition for us. We really appreciate having the ability to do that. And for us to make a dinner for two uses about 10% of our battery power is what we've learned.
Okay.
And so that's actually pretty parsimonious in my mind for the advantages you get that you can actually bake and not just have only a microwave.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you're able to run the AC off grid, cook off grid, and really, how often have you been camping on grid versus off grid?
We are probably 3/4 off grid, 1/4 on grid. If we go out for a longer trip, we will typically be 3 or 4 days primitive.
Yeah.
And then we'll stop in to do laundry, take a shower, get groceries, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then maybe plug in somewhere.
And plug in and top your batteries off.
Yeah, dump the sewage and get water.
Well, we don't have that. We have the Lavio.
Oh, okay.
And so that's interesting. So one of the upgrades was the Lavio. And I'd say that that is a whole lot better than dealing with a black tank. We really like the Lavio. You can get 3 or 4 days before you have to swap it out, and that's not so bad. And frankly, because it's so well sealed up when you're all done, if we're in a remote area, we just seal it and then double seal it in another bag and put it in the back of the pickup truck, and it doesn't smell, and it's we're very comfortable with that arrangement. That's actually turned out to be a very nice upgrade, not having to deal with black tanks at all. The other thing that I do on this that's kind of fun, if we want, one of the things I have in here is a telescope.
Okay.
And so I have a 3-inch telescope that I travel with when I go out, because I've been an amateur astronomer for about 45 years.
Okay.
And so I put the telescope and a little tripod in here for it. But then inside the camper, the shower stall, you can see these aluminum storage boxes fit perfectly on the pan of the shower. And what that does is that allows us to carry lots of extra equipment for us. We don't tend to use the shower very much on this, but we do like to use the, we do like to have that space there, and it's just perfect for storage of stuff. So one of those containers contains all my telescope stuff, or if we bring our bikes, our biking gear goes in there. So these aluminum storage boxes are just like perfect for overlanders.
Are you okay showing us the bed? Because you mentioned...
Oh, yes, of course. Yes.
Just to show the pad.
Yes, of course. And so we fit an 11-inch mattress in here. And so you can see it ranges from here all the way down to here. That's 11 inches. We can control the lights just fine. And this is a very comfortable arrangement. And then, of course, one of the features we really like about this camper is opening the back door up. That allows so much air in. There we go. Thank you, Shane. That is very, very awesome for us. Thank you. And is a favorite feature of ours on this camper. It allows so much air into this camper. And if you're lucky, you have nice views out there. Yes. Oh, one of the things that I should mention that's kind of fun is the television here. We upgraded to a little bit better quality television. And one of the things that it'll do, if you've watched some of Shane's other videos, this thing will actually point to the outside. Now, I'm not a huge fan of watching TV outside. We haven't done that. But a couple of months ago, when we were in Texas in April for the total solar eclipse, I clipped my cell phone to my telescope eyepiece, and I projected it with Bluetooth onto the TV and had the TV pointing outside. I had a large number of people all gathered around watching the eclipse on my telescope, but they could just watch it straight on the TV.
Oh, that is so cool.
So, right? That's kind of that's probably one that Maynard and so forth would never have considered, but by making it so that TV could flip around to the outside, I could have 50 people sitting here watching the eclipse on my telescope without having to have a big line of everybody staring inside.
Yeah, that is so cool. That is very, very cool.
Yeah. I did want to show you one other thing that we've done.
Inside? Yeah.
I'll bring it out.
Okay.
Lots of people have griddle kits, but since we have this beautiful griddle here...
Should we open this up and show it really
certainly,
quick? Is that okay?
Yeah. So what we've done, there you go. Got that side? And so we've used this griddle a lot. And so what we decided to do was to put together a griddle kit that we could quickly bring out. And we sized this to fit underneath the sink.
Okay.
And so it fits perfectly in there. And it has room on the side. We have a little storage box. It's like it's a little crate that we can put the food in that we're cooking, or use it for a grocery thing. It just opens up into a little crate. But what's really nice about this then is we just bring this out. We have one of these little silicone mats for putting the spatulas and so forth on. And then we've got all of the supplies that we need, and it just quickly comes out. We're able to do our thing. We put it all back together and shove it, and it fits right underneath the sink, and it's a great use of that space.
I love that. I think what I love about the rally and getting together with other campers is to be able to see stuff like this, right? Mm-hmm.
I've picked up so many tips here.
Yeah.
I just don't have space for them all in my camper.
That's awesome, right? The community is fun, but it's also seeing what people are doing,
right,
how they're doing it, and it just kind of you get good ideas, right?
Yeah. It's really good. This little, I wasn't sure if I'd like this cooler.
Yeah.
I love this cooler.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is so handy. You know, if you stop and you just want to get a cold drink or something like that, you don't have to open up and let the steps down and all that. You just reach in and grab.
Isn't
You know,
that cool? I love this cooler too.
Yeah, this is really nice. The other thing, just so you know, this is like every square inch matters, every cubic inch matters
Yeah.
in these things. And so one of the things that we've done in here, and this is another one of these things we learned as a quality of life improvement, is to use carpet squares. I don't know how many folks use carpet squares. You just get these at Walmart or Home Depot or whatever. They're the samplers.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And we put some grommets in them. And now what ends up happening is if you're sitting in a bench at a campsite or something, a hard concrete bench, you put this down. This is comfortable.
Yeah.
Also, if you see, this chair is really nice and it's got mesh on it, which
Yeah.
is nice for hot days.
Yeah.
And when it gets cold at night, all that cold air comes in. You put one like this, and you put another one like this, and all of a sudden, you're sitting in an insulated chair.
Very cool. That's
Right?
very cool.
And the nice thing is, they just fit right into this space
I
underneath
love
here.
how you've used that space.
Right? Because it's valuable space, but what are you going to do with it?
And this sink goes right down in there nicely as well.
And the sink fits in there as well as the the insert that goes with it, and so
Yeah.
that all stores
But
inside.
can I
there.
see that? I want to show people how that goes. I mean, if you've watched tours, you've seen this, but this is actually the sink right here. It just kind of clips on right there, and then there's an insert that pops in there, and you have your water right here, your hot and cold water right there. So
And it works really well, and it's so handy having that quick access to water when you're cooking and so forth.
Yeah.
You couldn't be nicer, right?
yeah,
It's-
you don't want to run inside.
Yeah, it's-
So overall quality versus other campers that you've had in the past, how do you feel like the quality and the fit and finish of your paws here?
This is easily by far the best camper we've ever owned. Period. Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. That's all I can say.
You've been very happy with it.
very happy with it. It's robust as the dickens, but it's luxurious
Yeah.
robust,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You have all the comforts. You sleep well. You've got a beautiful refrigerator and freezer. We didn't even talk about that. That's just really nice. You have good cooking facilities. You have the convenience of setting up like that.
Yeah.
At the end of a day of driving, and you things like this big opening in the back here.
That's just such a neat.
It's really revolutionized for my wife and I our ability to feel comfortable going to remote places for an extended period of time. It's just been a game changer for us.
Luxurious and robust. That's a cool way to just frame the pauses in general, right?
Right.
They're really good trailers, and I think until you see them or put your hands on them in person, it's hard.
Right.
Just from a video, you don't always.
This is such a good camper for us as a retired couple, with two of us in here. I think you could make a family work. You certainly could make a family work, but it's really nice for just two people.
Yeah.
It is just fantastic. It's lightweight, easy to tow. It tows beautifully. It's hard to imagine something that would be much nicer than this, quite honestly.
Yeah. And how's the insulation been in the hot and cold?
Oh, it works very well. We've been camping from starting in February, so we've been out in very cold weather. Just a couple of nights ago, it was 40 degrees outside, and of course today it's likely to be 100.
Yeah, it's getting hot.
But even still, we were just inside, and even though it's probably pushing 90 out here right now, the inside is comfortable. It hasn't really heated up.
Yeah.
Because you've got that nice thick insulation on here.
Yeah, these have that. I don't notice a lot of heat transferring through them or cold. So
yeah, and I think that the other comment I'd say is, we had a nice Kimberly camper that we had, and we enjoyed it very much. But all the water lines were exposed and open to the outside, and so we had an experience in Arizona where it got down into the 20s. 25, and those water lines froze, and we didn't have water for about 6 hours until things thawed out, and then you're worried about things being broken. With this system, and everything is insulated, and you've got those heated compartments in there, your ability to go cold places is excellent.
yeah, what do you
Just
think the
excellent.
coldest temperatures you've camped in so far?
Oh, so far, probably in the 20s. We haven't pushed it past that yet.
Yeah. I'm
But
sure you will.
Into
I'm sure
the
you
20s.
will.
I suspect we will, right? Yeah. We're only 6 months into our experience with this, but
Yeah.
so far it's just been an absolute...
20s is pretty good though, and the trailer stayed nice and warm too. The heater.
Yeah, no problem.
How does that heater work?
We like the heater, and it's quiet. And, we have two 20-pound propane bottles, and gosh, they last sort of semi forever.
Have you filled them up in February? How often do you think you filled them up?
I think I filled 2 bottles total.
So
and
in
we've been out a
6
lot.
or 7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, you filled it up one
Now,
time. Both of them one.
My wife and I tend to sleep. We tend to sleep chilly. We'll let it easy get down into the 50s inside. We don't care. It doesn't bother us.
Yeah. But you're cooking and everything else using hot water to shower.
There's one other thing that I might mention to you that's kind of a fun thing is this propane jack on the outside that you hook the griddle up to. We hook our propane stove up to, of course.
Okay.
A propane fire pit kind of a thing. But one of the things that we got that was really nice is this product called a heat warden. Have you heard of a heat warden?
No, I haven't.
It's a stainless steel table that stands about this high, and it has 3 removable skirts on the side of it that you can either install or not install. And you put that directly over the propane fire. And what that does is you put your chairs then next to it, and it pushes all that heat straight out onto you. In other words, the heat doesn't go up and you don't lose it. Instead, it comes out. And if you're sitting there by yourself, you just put 3 skirts on and have all the heat come to you. But if it's my wife and I, what's really nice is you pull 2 of them off, and then we each sit there, and we each get tons of real nice heat even in cold weather. That is very sweet.
Very cool. Very cool. So tell me how many miles do you think you've put on this unit now, and how many days have you camped in it?
Oh, let's see. We have probably got between 10 and 15,000 miles on it so far. This is like our 8th trip since February.
Wow.
So we've been out a bunch.
And how long are these trips been?
Most of them at the beginning were sort of shakedown trips of, first was a day or 2, then we went out for about a week.
Okay.
To make sure we were figuring out what we needed and what we were forgetting. And this is our longest trip. This is 3 weeks.
Okay. So you've spent a good 2 months or so.
Oh yeah, we've been in this a lot.
In just 6 months barely.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That makes me happy to hear.
Well, and what's really nice about it is you kind of worry. You do have to learn in a smaller camper like this. You do have with your wife, you end up with a rhythm of who gets up and when and who gets access, because there's not a lot of walking space and so you have to develop some routines about who's standing where and how you move things around.
Yeah.
But that's part of the compromise, of course, that you always make with these things.
Yeah.
But you learn it. It's like learning a dance.
Yeah.
Right? You learn how that all works, and we have a comfortable way for us to sit around the table and watch TV while we're eating dinner. And, and after you do it for a few weeks, it just falls into a natural rhythm, and you just adapt to it, and you're like, okay, this is how this works, and it's fine.
That is awesome. Well, thank you, Rich. This has been great learning about how you do it, where you're, just some of the cool things. I've learned a bunch in this video with you. So overall, your experience with Pause and this product, would you recommend this to people?
Yeah, very, very much so. And as a matter of fact, I'm a big believer in not just buying this product, but the service that comes with it. And I've worked with any of a number of RV dealers over the years of having owned 4 of them and known people that do this. Quite honestly, I've tremendously enjoyed working with ROA. We could have bought this at there's other facilities and so forth, but working with your team and so forth, it's taking a good quality product and getting the support with it that makes it especially good or special, right?
Yeah.
Is that kind of support that you guys provide. If I have a question or a concern, I pick up the phone, you guys have your tech assistance line, and I just get the help that I need within minutes of that. And that is just
That's amazing.
that is a rare thing in this day and age, to have that service mind mentality. So it's not, to me, it's not just a high quality camper, it's the service that you guys provide that come with it that makes the whole package.
I really appreciate you, and I mean, honestly, there is no community if people like you don't show up,
Sure.
right? So to me, ultimately, it's all about the customers, the roamers, the people that come in and participate. So we're nothing without you guys. So
Yeah. It's a team. It
Yeah.
really
So
is.
I'm grateful for you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to give us a tour and show us around and give us some feedback. So
My pleasure.
thank you so much.
All right.
Okay. See you guys soon. Thank you for watching, and make some comments if you have any questions. Maybe you can jump on the YouTube chat later when it comes out. You can answer questions, or I will be there to answer questions. But thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.